Welcome to another installment of Mateo's Hoop Diary. We have a recap of the Denver Nuggets' second consecutive loss of the season, this time to the Los Angeles Clippers. The story of this game is that the crew was out-rebounded by 7. James Harden had a throwback night with a monstrous double-double. Norman Powell ate from the field with 37 points and hit some big shots late, and Ivica Zubac looked like a dominant big man on the rim rolls and the cuts. They were so good, they negated the offensive impact of Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Christian Brown, particularly in the second half. And this was a game where the defense was not bad for most of it, but certainly bad in spurts and awful in the fourth quarter. They gave up 39 points there on 65% of attempts, and the person we have to highlight who did a poor job there was Jamal Murray. He gave up the baseline on a possession the Clippers scored on, was beat on the dribble by Norman Powell on the left side, and most egregiously, in the crucible of this game, while the Nuggets were ahead 103-100, he completely sagged off Norman Powell, who is one of the top three-point snipers in the world, to overhelp in the lane and wasn't there to contest the catch-and-shoot triple in time. That's very problematic. The defense can't be playing at a good level and then just completely tank it late, especially when the offense is not providing enough. And when you think about where it went wrong for this team, it started very early because they didn't have the right urgency in this game. The Clippers came out the nastier squad, and on top of that, the Nuggets weren't hitting their outside shots, and they weren't also generating enough action inside the paint either. They only had 10 points in the square in the first half. That's so bad. Now, the bench didn't really help him at all. Only 4 points in the first half on 1 of 11 tries. It was so bad that when they were down 18 points with 5 minutes to go, Coach Michael Malone was visibly pissed off and called a stoppage. Who knows what was said to the team in that huddle, but they came out blazing. Jamal Murray ended up getting Zubac on a switch on the left side immediately after, hit a 3. Then the Nuggets forced a 24-second shot clock violation. Joker and Gordon hit some triples, and before long, they had cut the deficit from 18-6 heading into intermission. They started to look like they were cooking with gas, but the three-point shooting was still very problematic in the third quarter, and one of the craziest situations of the game was that Michael Porter Jr., who, after missing his 5th in a row, gave up a very makeable look on the perimeter to Aaron Gordon in the corner, who was also open, and it's just crazy because he had completely lost his confidence at that point by deciding to pass it up to a below average marksman. Now, in the third quarter, things did start to improve. Brown gave them double-digit points. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic started to play better together, but in the fourth quarter, Nikola Jokic really carried the three-point shooting for this crew. Jamal Murray hit a three-point shot as well, and also got inside the lane to hit a floater over a big man and got to the line. But as I said a moment ago, his defense was bad, and they didn't, they couldn't get it done in a close game, which is certainly disappointing for their home fans. But my biggest takeaway from this game is that the three-point shooting was so bad that someone like Nikola Jokic had to be the one to save him from there. It's certainly not a good thing that he has to log a career high in makes from there. And the reason for that is because he is someone who is such a threat at close range. He can generate double teams like it's nothing, and he exposes the perimeter. A lot of that was happening in the first half. Well, he did start off slow too, but he was still generating some good looks for his teammates that were not going down. And the reason he had to start taking more is because it was like in case of emergency break glass type of situations. Someone's got to do it, and the problem with that, if that continues, is that if he's out there, they don't have to guard him as tightly as when he is close to the basket, and he's not pressuring the defense as much from there. If Jokic has to be taking threes as opposed to going downstairs, it really bails out the defense because he's also not going to generate enough, attention to get the ball out of his hands. So considering that, and with the additions, Russell Westbrook and Dario Saric not really virtually providing nothing in this game, the Denver Nuggets are now 0-2, and they've had a disappointing start to the season for their fans. They certainly need to do something to get it together from three-point range because, yeah, I get it. They don't have the a lineup of snipers top to bottom, but some of these shots are open enough, and these guys are paid a lot of money and are professional. So going forward, it is something to monitor. It's Jamal Murray again to mention because I did get on him for his defense. He did get better as the game went along, but his defense never did improve. But this is where we leave you. The Nuggets are now 0-2.